Namaste and very good day to everyone. I am Dilshad Makshoor from Sri Lanka. Today, I have the honor of serving as your host on behalf of International Association for Quality Education and the International Professional Development Program by the International Association for Quality Education and the Ministry of Education, Province, Sri Lanka, in collaboration with universities, organizations, schools, and educational leaders from around the globe. First and foremost, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Rashmi Tyagi Ma'am, the Sri Lankan Education Ambassador. Before we begin today's session, we wish to acknowledge and honor her invaluable contribution to the success of this international professional development program. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's session, Mr. Avinash Kulkarni, the principal of Loknath Ramshe Thakur Public School, Khamur, India. He is a CBSE master trainer and a global educational leader and a technocrat. A visionary educational leader, Mr. Kulkarni brings over 30 years of experience in CBSE affiliated schools, including 15 years as a CBS resource person, driving transformative change in pedagogy, assessment, and school leadership. Recognized as a global thought leader in education, he is known for bringing innovations with inclusive, competency-based learning. He expertise spans STEM education, digital learning, and teacher empowerment with a proven track record in international collaborations, education research, and policy dialogue. His guiding philosophy is education must evolve to nurture critical thinkers, ethical leaders, and lifelong learners. Mr. Kulkarni works emphasize the development of inclusive, tech-enabled learning ecosystem that prepares students for dynamic global workforce. His research-driven approach and cross-border collaborations continue to influence policy, educational practice, and teacher development worldwide. Mr. Avinash Kulkarni, sir, will be conducting the lecture series on artificial intelligence integration with quality education. Avinash, sir, I warmly welcome you to today's session. So I would like to invite you to begin your session. Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Good evening.
Avinash, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Namaste.
I'm audible.
Yeah, the stage is yours, sir.
I'm able to share the
Yes,
things.
sir.
Oh, yes. Good evening, all the participants across the globe, Sri Lanka and India. Uh,
Good
I'm
evening.
happy to share my PPT first. You just acknowledge whether it is visible to you. Yeah, very good evening to all participants across the globe. As ma'am has
Yes, sir.
introduced,
Yes.
I'm audible now. Yeah. So, I am going to take you in the journey of AI integration with quality education. It could be something, maybe around 10 sessions we have planned. Probably we can continue with that or maybe less than that. So, as time permits. So, today's session, I am going to have the fragmentation of my session in these segments. The segments of presentations are like how we learn, what are the types of intelligences, about AI terminology, benefits of AI in market and market analysis. So these are some areas I am going to focus during my presentation. So I need your uh, inputs in between, maybe through the chat or in maybe through mic also if required. So I need to know about how we learn as an human. So how you define learning? So learning is very complex process as we know about. It is going to be a process that involves a combination of cognitive, emotional, social, and environmental factors. And as we are in the teaching field, we are having different theories and models to understand how learning happens. The theories like behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, experiential learning, these are known being in the teaching field. And very specific when I say about behaviorism. So our focus is conditioning. So if a child to learn, we have to condition. We have to reinforce with the rewards and awards, some punishments. That was the theory which evolved, and it was very famous during that days. And still, in some of the circumstances, we need to have the conditioning approach for teaching. If I take the cognitivism, so it is going to be a very different aspects to see. Like it is an actual way of learning. It emphasizes the internal memory process, the mental processes like how do we store, how do we retrieve, how do we have our attention, how do we solve the problems. So this is a something cognitive domain. We are more focused uh, as a learning theory. We are taking it. The same cognitivism goes to the constructivism. Whereas the emphasis is given that learning actively construct their own knowledge and understanding based on the experiences and interactions with the world. So as we construct new knowledge, we build a new knowledge by taking the experiences of the previous knowledge. So connecting the previous knowledge with the new knowledge is what the base for that. And experiential learning Cobb has given a cyclic process how human beings are learning. So learning is seen as a cyclic process involving concrete experiences, reflecting observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. So, in short, we say that human learning is an active, constructive, and continuous process influenced by our brain, our experience, our environment, our social interaction, and emotions. So, if I take it in the block diagram like this, uh, we process the information by taking into account what is that to get in. That is what we are calling it as an input process, and we'll get the output by recalling the things from the memory. So this process is very simple process. As we see, if you are going to prepare a cup of tea, we'll be having the ingredients like sugar, then water, then tea, then milk. So how many? These are the inputs. These are the ingredients. The process is to mix in the proportion to get a cup of tea. Then we know how to we prepare a tea. That is a memory which we are knowing it. That will be called, and in the proportion we'll mix it, and final result could be a cup of tea. So I am going to show you one game. All of you are requested to see these diagrams. What are there in the diagram? Cuboid, sphere, cone, cylinder, pyramid, and cube. So these are simple geometrical figures which are present on the screen. I hope everyone is able to see the screen properly. Now let us see how many of you recall this, what was there on the screen. Can you tell me what was the first shape which I have shown you?
Sphere.
Okay, it was fair. Any second one? You can chart it also if you want to write it. What was the sequence? What was the sequence which I shown you? Okay, chat is not enabled, I think. Yes, cube is there. One, of course. Many of them you have to recall in the sequence. That was the question. Yes, cone, cube, cone, sphere. Okay. See, the concept here is I can again bring back that particular slide. This was what it was in the sequence. So how our memory works, how we learn. Either you are seen for a moment and we recalled what was the sequence, that was the thing, or somebody will be very good in visual learning, so they might have recalled what was the sequence in the color form. Somebody will be having good in the pattern analysis, so they might taken into account that and kept it in the memory and recalling that. And somebody might be having understanding randomly, they are seen for a moment and they will not be able to recall in the sequence, but they know that these are the geometrical figures shown in the on the side. So the possibility is that how we learn as a human. What is the learning process? So learning process is connecting the object. We are connecting. Whatever you are saying is connecting now. We are connecting to our knowledge. We are keeping that into our database or we are keeping that into our memory. And when I ask the question, what was the sequence? You are trying to reconnect that sequence and recalling it and trying to get the outcome. So input, process, output. This is what we generally do. If I say how we are learned about any concept, suppose I could say, how do we learn about uh, a ball, a simple ball, a playing ball, a cricket ball? If I showed two different balls, one is a tennis ball, one is a cricket ball, can you identify it? So when I show two objects to you and ask which is the tennis ball or which is the cricket ball, you immediately call them in the memory in the characteristics form. So you start off thinking which is the cricket ball, what are the qualities of cricket ball, what are the qualities of tennis ball, and how do we differentiate it? That is what we connect our previous knowledge to get the new knowledge. If you see your journey, how we grow. When you are a child, you are not able to walk. Once you started walking, you might be falling, but over the period of time, we acquire that skill. Then what we do, we start running, jumping. Then as we grow, we can start playing. You are going outside, you are going to communicate, we become social. And that is what, whenever we interact with the new object, you are connecting with the previous object and making how we can understand the correlation between the previous knowledge and the new knowledge and keeping that knowledge into the database. So, if suppose you are going to the shopping and anything new you got it in the shop, what we do, how we say that that is a new item in the market, that newness, it is actually collaborating you or connecting you to the previous understanding about that object. So you are comparing the characteristics of the previous object which you are not seen, which are available in the new object. And that is the way you are making that this is a new object in the market or this is a new thing in the market. And that is what which is not having. So we connect and learn, we connect and enhance our knowledge. So this is the system of learning. Right? So what is meant by intelligence then? We talk about many times the intelligence IQ level. There are different IQs, EQs, SQs, and all questions we talk about. So how do we define intelligence? simple term. This is a simple form of our intelligence. Its ability to learn, reason, and solve the problems effectively. So when I say I am intelligent, it is because I am able to learn. It is because I am able to give the reasons behind. Because I am intelligent so that I can solve the problems effectively. So if I am having these characteristics, I am an intelligent person. Fine. So the intelligence person have learning and understanding, reasoning and logic, having a problem solving skills, having an adoption, have a long term memory. I mean to say that over the period of experiences as we grow, your knowledge is going to increase because you are going to come across so many interactions, so many things, and that is encapsulated in the mind and will be having more and more things accumulated in the memory. And wherever we need to recall any of such pattern to reconnect, we are able to save, retrieve, and all these things. And because of more memory, we will be having more creative. And if we are having creativity or critical thinking, because we are problem solvers. And so that is what the intelligence is all about. When I say types of intelligences or theory of intelligence, there are many theories existing. Very famous theories I have pointed out here. Howard Gardner, that is multiple theory of intelligence, which actually deals with multiple questions. So we might be knowing that a person should have the linguistic intelligence to communicate. A person should be good in mathematics means he is good in logical skills. So his logical intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence is more in that case. Spital, if somebody is a visual aspects are more creative, so it could be a spatial one. It could be music. It could be a body kinesthetic. It could be interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic intelligences. So these are few of the intelligences which are known to us as being a human. But triarchic theory of intelligence has given only three parameters to judge the intelligence. In short, we can say that anyone who solves the problem will be having analytical skills or it is analytical intelligence. If any new ideas, new things, new innovations, new think out of box thinking and creating new word, it is creative. And if it is so, it will be a creative intelligence. And if new ideas and able to analyze and solve the problems, it will be a practical approach. And if it is adopted to the environment where you are, then that intelligence is what your practical approach is there. So triadic theory is basically dealing with these three types of intelligence. So in all, as we being a human, we are having so many questions, but I am taken very specifically because I want to take you to the new journey of this intelligence. So the theory of intelligence is part and parcel to understand how this computing devices works. So in the computer early era, this basic diagram which I had shown earlier also how human works. In the similar way, the computer works. And what is the way to go ahead with the computing? For computing anything you want to compute, we need something as in data. So it will be in any form. The data is what we are calling it as an input. And the data, how it is to be processed. Either it should be processed by linking something which is previously stored, or it could be linking with without having any previous ideas. So the process is something which will be mix of previous data and the new input data together to get an outcome that is called as an output. For example, I say I have five. I say I have five. So, what is your understanding about this five I am saying? It could be what? A five is, we don't know what I am going to talk about this five. For you, it is a number, simple number. But if I say 5 rupees, then it will be adding more meaning to five. And it is now known that I am talking about 5 rupees. So 5 is a raw fact of figure. But when I add adjective to it as a rupees, it's more meaningful. So if I want the output that 5 rupees to be printed on the screen, so 5 is the input from memory. I will take the notation for the currency. I will process, I will attach, and I will put it as an output. That is what the simplest form of how computer works. The machine works, all machines works with data, process and output. So it is similar to the human brain. How human works, something as an object we see, we analyze their characters, we link their characters in the analogy or maybe with differences, and then we come to the conclusion that what is the new thing we are learned or what is that newness. In the similar way, the computer also works. In this case, what is this AI is all about? So on the screen, you can see that AI is a very specific field of study. It is a booming field of study. Everyone is going to be behind this badly. It's a madness, we can say. Everything, every advertisement, we see it is AI enabled. It's AI plus robotics or whichever the field you go, AI is common title. So an AI enabled TV, AI enabled device, AI enabled car, and so on, so forth. So AI is simply, if I keep AI is a field of study. But which type of study it is? It is a type of technological study. So it is a type of technology and it's a in the form of study. But add on to that, it has some intelligence. We have seen what is meaning of intelligence, which is having some of the other capabilities. In the context of AI, the term intelligence is defined as is ability. Whose ability to do work? It's machine's ability. Human have the intelligence, no doubt about it. But if machines can do or mimic like human beings, then whatever the intelligence the machine is having, that intelligence is what we are calling it as an artificial intelligence. The human beings are God made machines. I repeat, the human beings are God made machines. Whereas computers or computing device or artificial intelligences, they are man made machines. So we are making, always human tends to make someone to work for the betterment of humanity, for the betterment for comfort, for the betterment of productivity, for the betterment of efficiency. So over the period of time, if you take the history of AI, it has started actually AI came in the market in 1955. Many of us are not knowing about. It was in one of the research paper, the term as coined as machines are having artificial intelligence because they are capable of doing the task like human being does. And from that day, 1955 onwards, this term has changed a lot. And today we are behind understanding more about AI. So, in simple terms, I want to put in forward that it is a simulation of human intelligence by the machines. It is nothing but AI. Nowadays, we are seeing the chatbots. recommendation systems, adaptive learning. These are all the forms of AI which is known to you. Now, what are the core components of AI? The basic triangle which you see on the screen is going to be only three components on which the AI is based. One is the data, second one is the algorithms, and third one is the computational power. So already I discussed about data. It's a simple collection of facts and figures or unprocessed data which is not giving you the meaning in the form which you require. It could be a database of the students, which is the database of the school, but when it goes to the college, that database is not having any meaning to the college because college database is something having more additional columns or additional adjectives to the existing data. So the raw facts or figures which are in the raw form, which are not processed for getting some information, is what we are calling it as in data. Now, can you imagine how many of you are having an account in Google, Gmail, mail account? Everyone? Almost. Is there anyone who is not having a Google email account? I don't think so. Anyone is such. How much Google is giving you the space to store your emails and your data, personal data, with each email account? It's around 15 GB or more. It is 15 GB. So similarly, you can take an example of Microsoft or any ventures like Yahoo, okay, Reddit, and so on. There are so many mails, but Google is so famous. I have taken the example of Google. Now, can you link your own data which is stored in your 15 GB space given by Google? And how many Google users are there? In billions, all over the world. And 15 GB data is a free of cost, and it is over the period of time from the Google started this service, and it is free of cost service. So how much is the used data stored with the Google? Do you know what are the products of Google? How many products you are using? If you are going from one place to another place, immediately we put the map, we use the navigation, and Google Baba will take you to the street wherever you want to go. So the record of your journey goes to the Google space. How many such cases registered under the Google on everyday basis all across the globe? So mapping the data used by so many people with different varieties of data. I just give an example of navigation system. It could be your photos, albums, your own histories, right? So much data is there. Now, with this data, what you are going to do? Initially, when computing has started, we were not having the data as such. It is not a large scale of data. Now, for making use of artificial intelligence, we require a huge amount of data. And this data is base for AI. What we do with this data now in the artificial intelligence, we create the models. Now, suppose I want to have the grading system for the school. So, what I will do, I will capture all graded data in the school over the period of maybe 5 years or 10 years. I keep that as in raw data. Then I will generate the algorithm where I will say that this is the student data in the form where the name is written at first column, then the marks in subject one is written in the second column, third column, fourth column, the total marks, the total grade. So read all these fields, analyze what is the average score of that per year, per child, and compute it for last 10 years data. Keep a record of all last 10 years data in the sequence. After that, I will tell the model, build a model. If such inputs comes to you, you analyze, correlate with your previous data. If a child is going to be in 90s, what will be the scale of marks he should gain in mathematics? So he is having now 9 to 10 years data of all past students. He will correct the data, he will capture and make the pattern, the analysis. That is what we are calling it as an algorithm. If I say a simple form, I will tell you the simplest form of algorithm. I have two objects. This is first kind is having, suppose I am having this object 1 and this object 2. I kept it on the floor and I want to change this remote to my right hand and this to the left hand. So how do I do that? What will be the process? What is the algorithm I should use? So it is on the floor. How do I interchange the place of these? The simplest form is I need to pick it from the base. I hold it here. I empty this hand by keeping the remote on the ground. I take this in my hand, then I will pick with this. So interchange the two places, two objects, and is interchanged. So it is a simple form of algorithm. What I am doing, I am making the one hand empty. So I am using a variable which is empty variable. So I will say A is equal to B, then B is equal to C is equal to E. So that's all. So this is the way we create the AI models. So algorithms are nothing but the models. In initial phase, we generally use the algorithms just for writing a simple program, which I have given as the example of exchanging the two variables. But now algorithms are made for preparing the data, preparing the model or the data. And as it is huge data, now what is the computing power we need? The computing power is such a high power which is required because it's not in the bits. It is supposed to be in the bits, but the process 10 years data and how fast it has to be. It is in the microseconds. What is the speed of our computer? 1 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz. So in 1 second, in 1 second, 5 gigahertz means 5 million cycles, 5 million instructions, 5 million data to be captured, analyzed, and shown. So that is what a computational power. And as we are going to store huge data, we need data servers. And that is what the age of AI is interconnected by using data centers, by using models, and by using a data. So data, algorithm, and computational power. I hope it is clear to all. Okay. So with this, I can take you to the next form, what actually the types of AI. So artificial intelligence is nothing but simply a machine intelligence. If a machine can do the job like human and they start learning like human, then it is called the machines who are having the intelligence, but they are not doing much, many more tasks like human, but they are appropriate. They are very on the small scale they are doing. So it is called narrow intelligence, artificial narrow intelligence. You might have having the Siri with you, Alexa with you, right? You might have using it. You are just giving the order to Siri. Hey Siri, can you play a song for me? And then Siri will start singing a song. This is a simple model of training the machines, get a voice command and work on it. Or there will be something like if the object A and B and C are dissimilar in the industry, We categorize it A, B, C. If object A comes, put it into that box. Object B comes, put it into that box. Object C comes, discard. So the analysis which the robo are doing or the AI which is built in that, this is not going to do more than these tasks, just separating A, B, C. So if the tasks are limited and over a period of time, they start learning or their knowledge and linking the previous knowledge. So it's a very narrow. We are not going to spread it more than that. So such artificial intelligence is nothing but a intelligence with limitations, or we can say it as an artificial narrow intelligence. That is the first form of intelligence in the machine learning. The second one is machine learning, that is artificial intelligence, which is called as in GI, general intelligence. We are using nowadays ChatGPT and all. So these are all general intelligence. What it means, they are capable of learning things on their own. Suppose I have given a data that there are 5 to 6 objects which are of similar nature, but they are slightly different. So that differentiation, how they should start learning. So over the period of time, they capture the data, similar data, and they analyze what are the differences. And the differences database will be created. It will be like a neuroscience. So many neurons will be getting connected. What is the difference? What is the similarity? How it will be connected with this difference and this similarity? If this is object A, the object A have this characteristic. If it becomes B, what change in the characteristic is there? So it's all about the object oriented. And those who are from the computer field, I hope that the first object oriented program revolutionized this idea, and that is small talk. And the real world needs to understand in the form of object. And AI is also doing the same job. It's going to think anything as an object, anything as its properties, or anything as its characteristics, and it compares the characteristics and differentiate the object. So if we take this journey, I have given you one example. When you go to the shop and identify anything new, you start comparing, and whatever the new things are there, it will be added to your knowledge. Same way, the machine will start learning and machine will add on that new thing in the database. And whenever such again new thing comes, it will reconnect it and generate its own intelligence. So a generative AI are the good examples which uses the deep learning and which are, we can say, machine intelligence rather than normal intelligence. They are intelligence. They are mimicking the human intelligence, but not at a par to the human intelligence. The third part, that is third type of intelligence, is a super intelligence, artificial super intelligence, ASI we used to call it. And this is a game changer, and we might come across in the future that the machine will give us the order and we have to follow the machine. But provided it could not happen, the misuse of that, because we are always in search, human beings are always in search of slave, and we are going lazy and lazy every day. So this laziness should not take to the level where machine will start ordering the humans. Yes, we need to build. We need to build that super intelligence, artificial intelligence, which is at present in theoretical part. Practically, it has not yet happened. Do you know that artificial intelligence, when I compare with the human IQ, the human IQ, normal person, IQ is in the range of somewhere 92 to around 130, 135. That is the normal range. The artificial intelligence with general AI, if you take the test, the generative AI solved all IIT papers. So it means their IQ level is far, far higher than the human IQ levels. But The problem here is they are good at computing, they are good at critical thinking, they are good at innovations, but they are having some drawbacks, which we'll talk in the later sessions. Very specifically, the quotients which you are going to see are like emotional quotients and all. So they are not. We cannot compare the human intelligence with the machine intelligence with just taking the IQ test. But yes, the scenario is going to change. These are all the examples. I just give you the example of how narrow intelligence is there, generative intelligence is there. We are in the phase of generative intelligence where text, images, and videos are going to be created. AI generated video, AI generated image, AI generated PPT, AI generated text. So all this is because they are having the generative IQ nowadays. But the third one, human level intelligence, it is still theoretical and it can come in the picture at any time. So I just take you to the journey now. Machine learning versus deep learning. How machine learns? Machine learns with the concept whatever we give as an instruction. So pick this, categorize at A. Pick this categories at B. Pick this category as C. If you find any difference in A, B, C, add on to that as a D. So over the period of time, whenever the machine comes and understand, they will take that into the database and start learning. But it is limited, it is restricted to the instructions. But when I say deep learning is having so many layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So layer 1 will give the input to layer 2, layer 2 will give the input to layer 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So it is going to be deeper and deeper, and the outcomes which we are getting as a final object will be more accurate, more realistic, and more in the sense of what we are actually doing with that. So deep learning are all generative AIs, and machine learnings are normal AIs. In many of the cases, industries we are using it. So what is the core objective of artificial intelligence or a core goal? We say it as these are the shapes you can remember. We are going to use AI by deriving innovation and efficiency. We are going to make decision making because it is going to give us a large scale data. So our decision power will be increased. We automate the task where humans are required. If you see the industrial revolution nowadays, how many job cutting is there because of AI? So automation of the task, solving the complex problems because human may not cater to the complex problems, but human are going to give the commands which AI can take it and solve the problems. And ultimately, the goal is to replicate the human like intelligence. But I say it is to replicate, not to replace. Just we have to replicate the intelligence. So these are the few goals which we are looking forward for AI. Some of the terminologies I will just take few minutes to go again take you back to the terms which we are using. Generally, we are getting confused with many of the terms. So artificial intelligence is clear to you. It is simply an intelligence of machine. Okay. So it is a computer system designed to perform tasks that typically requires human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, and problem solving. Machine learning is a subset of AI, where computers learn and improve from data without being explicitly programmed. That programming models are generally created by using available programs. So for every task, the new program will be done. So deep learning, it's going to be something like advanced machine learning using neural networks with multiple layers to process complex pattern in the data. And natural language processing, which I take you, is ability to understand, interpret, and generate human language in the text and speech form. So, personalized learning. If I take AI in the education, it is very useful for personalized learning. It is very useful for learning analytics. Chatbots or AI assistants can help us for the conversations, uh, getting the questions like Siri and all, Alexa, giving the answers to them. We will be getting this AI help for automated gradings. We will be having an important consideration when we are going to use AI. Very most significant part of AI is that we are to follow the AI ethics. Each and everyone should know what is AI ethics. What is the purpose of AI? I have just shown you the goals of AI. At any point of time, at any step in the AI, you have to be very ethical in your approach, which is on the humanitarian, or we can say taking into account the constructive aspects of AI, not the destructive aspects. Data privacy is a major concern. Day before yesterday, I think we were having the news in European countries or somewhere. I think European countries only. Their entire uh, uh, air defense system or air system only in the airport, a lot of crowd was there because their system has down, and it has really a problem of in the future. I think before also we got some news in the US. It has happened. The system has not worked in India. Also, it has happened. So the cyber attacks are most prominently going to happen, and our entire system will collapse at any point of time. So, how do we secure our data? How do we build a robust data system where security aspects are there? We generally take into account just getting a picture or just storing our data on the open platforms. How it is difficult afterwards if it is being misused. So, data privacy is very important. The new important thing is prompt engineering. Maybe the universities like Vijay or any other universities nowadays having the spatial engineering in AI, engineering in prompt engineering. So it is very important to understand what is that prompt engineering is all about and why it is required. AI literacy. I am trying to give. I want to make you AI literate, and that's the reason all these things are taken into account. So, what is that AI literacy is? Why we need to understand that what is AI and all. So, these are the key considerations which we need to take. I think I will take this particular market analysis maybe in the next session. Uh, can we have around 10 minutes time? So if any questions are there, can we have the question answer session so that this can be continued in the another session? Because it is going to be a big one. Again, I have to reconnect all the statistics and all. So can we have question answer session or anything which should I continue or we have 10 minutes to have the conversation?
Yeah, Vimurin, Dilshat, invite to the others to ask questions or give the feedback.
Yes, sir. Uh, sir, what about Nihal, sir? Should I invite him?
Yeah. First, let's invite the Nyasa.
Thank you very
I would
much, Dr. Kulkarni. Very happy to see you. Uh, and I have
Sir,
one
it's my
question.
honor. Yes.
I have one
thank
question about.
thank you,
Can you
sir.
explain how to do a prompting in a very efficient way?
Uh, Actually, I will take one session on that. Maybe next week I can plan for that. So prompt engineering is a very special thing. Like how do we format a prompt? What is your task? What is the format? How do we prompt to get a realistic outcomes? So I will be giving you the best examples, and I will showcase that on the slide itself, on the screen itself. We will do hands-on practice maybe in the next session. So it's simple. What is your task is supposed to be? Suppose I want to write a letter. So the first thing is that frame yourself what you want to get in. So there are some terms which I can list it out and I will show it. I think it is better. Probably next session we'll have that. Is
Thank you,
it
Doctor.
okay? Or should I show right now?
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So anyone would like to have the
Thank you,
conversation?
sir. Thank you so much. And teachers, now we are moving. Yes, sir. Now we are moving to interactive session. The teachers, you can ask questions and give your feedback about the session. Teachers, all are invited, our Sri Lankan teachers. If you have any questions, you can ask from Avinash, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, since I work with very young children, I work in preschool classes. So I just want to know, is it all right to introduce children to artificial intelligence, or does it like affect their creativity in any way?
It's a very good question. See, AI can be introduced at the lowest level also. In my school, I introduced the AI in robotics for nursery. Can you imagine? A 2.5-year-old child is learning artificial intelligence by gamification. So it is possible because there are so many tools and toys where you can use that tools and toys for puzzles, for gamification, and understanding the concept of intelligence. The one example I will give, we have a stick that is AI enabled stick, and we have a pattern. So we keep that pattern down, and we put the students will put the stick on point one, point two, point three, and point four, and it will make the sound. What is that object is, and they start recognizing the object because it is mimicking what is the object the student is pointing out. And there are so many such games possible. So how do we go from school to house? How do we come from house to school? How you enter into the classroom? How do you play a football match? So it can be integrated now. It's easily integrated,
Okay, thank
and
you,
it is
sir.
right way to
Thank you
start
so much, sir.
at this level because they are
Mhm.
digital citizens. They
Yes,
are
sir.
their age is digitized, so it can be introduced easily.
Yes. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your clear answer. And what are the? I have a question. What are the artificial intelligence more suitable for children?
So it all depends upon
Sir,
what, yeah, the types of intelligence which you are going to look after in the school. Only the AI enabled educational tools. So don't go for generative AIs. We have to limit ourselves. Like what are the goals? What form of AI you are going to use in your classroom? As AI is open, like your Google search is there. So how you are using the Google search in the classroom? So we are having the filters. If you are using the Chrome, you are having the child filter. If you are using the Facebook, it is a child lock. Instagram is having child lock. So in the similar way, AI which is open should be again restricted with the filters. And which form of AI you want to use it in the curriculum. That is up to uh, as an institution to decide, up to teacher also to decide. So it is all about what tools you require. I cannot say that which tool is useful. All tools are useful because it is generative AI. If I want say that I want to teach a language, so how do we teach a language? Then text to speech, speech to text conversion. So it is the best tool to use. It is to the context. In which context you are trying to use that, you have to take in that context.
thank you so much, sir. And teachers, all the teachers, we are inviting you to ask question or any feedback on the session. Teachers, Sri Lankan teachers, we would like to hear you. Any Sri Lankan teachers, or if you have any questions, you can ask from Avinath sir.
If you don't mind, I can I ask a question?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
here.
please.
please.
Uh,
Yes, sir, please.
with the comment, Dr. Avinas. Actually, this is a very valuable and very useful session for me, and I am sure for all the teachers and all the educators in Sri Lanka. Uh, Even it is the participants are number number is not high. I think this will be will this will be very useful for other teachers because the video is upload will be uploaded by Kamal Good. Anyway, uh, what I my obsession is AI is not very familiar to our teachers. Still in Sri Lanka, our teachers and in education sector also AI is not very familiar subject. So I invite you do another sessions one no to some mini sessions and introduce the tools you are using in your school, how to use these tools in various level of classes. As an example, how to use these AI tools in primary classes and secondary classes. Like uh, I think it will be very useful. Uh,
Sure, sir.
Now
My next session
today
will be.
you gave a very good foundation, and we have to build up the house on that foundation. And I think I'm sure that you will help us to do that. And in your next sessions, please teach our teachers to how to use the tools and what are the new tools and new things involved with AI. Thank you very much, and I appreciate and I thank you very much for your on behalf of Sri Lanka teachers, and hope to meet you again in Sri Lanka. Thank you. All the
Actually,
Sure,
best.
Minister,
sir, sure.
it is special to inform that
Thank you,
our
sir. Thank
Mr.
you very much
President
for your great idea.
uh, promised to
Sir,
conduct the 10
actually,
session or
the
20
session is
session
very
for the Sri
valuable. So
Lankan
before
teachers.
conclude the session, I would like to invite our dear Madam, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi. Ma'am, are you there? Over to you, ma'am. Please speak.
It was really so good to hear such a informative AI from none other than Avinash Kulkarni sir. And I was really amazed how sir was discussing the relation between the maths and AI. Am I right, sir? So you are
Yes,
going,
absolutely, madam.
yeah, you are going to such a depth, and everybody knows, as you have explained so well, the technical part of it. So that is important. And actually, I also was not knowing all that. So you are also encouraging the teachers to accept that AI has come and we have to use it in our labs, and our students should be aware of it. And first of all, our teachers should be trained. Like if I talk of India, then I think AI is not so much blended with other sciences. Like we have chemistry teacher, we have physics teacher, science teacher, Hindi teacher, and we know, how to integrate. But if the AI is there, then maybe the science teacher or maybe the Hindi teacher will say that I don't have much idea about it. So that is the positive part of AI. Pros and cons. Now there are some cons. So my question will be that, sir, that how, I will say that 70% AI is very useful, but 30% votes will be that whether it is really useful or it has got some negative points. Sir, please throw light on that. Thank you very much, sir.
I take this in the positive aspect because every change, whenever we have the changes, we have the registers to accept it. There is no doubt when the computer came in the picture, we are not ready to accept it as a computer. When the internet came in the picture, we are not in position to accept it. The industry has revolutionized. In many of the cases, this technology has changed a lot. And see, the total world economy is totally depend upon technology, education, and reforms. So, as technology is revolutionized, education has to change. Now, when I say with the education, the aspects when the internet came, yes, we are having loopholes in the internet. The way in which nowadays we are using internet. Is it possible to connect Kamal Gowda sir or Nihal sir sitting at my place talking to all of us? It's not possible because unless and until we see the positive aspects and minor negative aspects are there because every technology takes a time to mature. AI is started long, but its maturity yet to come. And before getting that maturity, some of the loopholes are there. And those loopholes could be a pain points for us, but I take it in the other sense that we have to take all the positive aspects and make our journey better with the tools. So instead of taking that 30% and 70%, 30% in every aspect, the current education system, if you take, though you are not using technology, there are so many negative aspects in the every education. So everywhere negativity is there, but how you actually take it, it matters a lot. So AI is the best tool to use. And if you take that best part out of it, it is a game changer. And I hope in education it should be taken in that context. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. And now I will encourage the audience, the teachers especially, to clear their doubts. And Mr. Avinash is really going to do a good explanation for you. Thank you. Teachers, please come. Unmute yourself.
It is pleasure to inform all Sri Lankans. Actually, Mr. Kulkarni sir promised to do 10 session or 20 session about the AI. Actually, first thing is we want to clear idea about the AI. Then the most important thing is how we can integrate AI with the education. And the third thing is share the discussions how he implement AI in his classroom practically. I think those three areas we can learn properly from him. I think we did a lot of lecture series, and we conduct lot of teacher training programs, but all the training programs mainly focus for the teachers. But this lecture series, I think mainly not only the teachers, educators, all the school students also will be more interested about this lecture series. After we upload to the YouTube, I think our Honorable Secretary will share with all the schools. Then even the students also will be more interested to watch this video series. Thank you very much. Rishat, you can invite the other teachers also to give the feedback. Then you can thanks on behalf of the Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
I want to say one more word. Dr. Rasmi Tyagi and Janaka Kamalgoda, I highly appreciate your effort and your dedication uh, to improve and to develop the education in Sri Lanka. Rasmi Tyagi ma'am, yesterday you also I couldn't mention your name, but thank you very much. And today I meet 200 teachers for a training program, and I will share all these videos, all these lectures with them tomorrow morning. And I will invite all of the teachers in Sri Lanka, not in Sri Lanka, but in Nubu province, to join with these sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nihal, sir.
We wish that our
Again,
Nivas, our secretary will be the change leader in education in Sri Lanka because there are 9 provinces. Actually, he started after the Mumbai tour, after the Mumbai conference, I think he wanted to implement all the best practices from Moor province. I think he will give the leadership. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am and Mr. Kolkan and all the educators in India and all will give our best to his leadership.
Sure. So,
Thank you,
hope
sir.
no more questions.
I think as it is a new lesson, new lecture, I think the teachers, for us also it's a new lecture, sir. So we will be looking forward to have new lessons in the near future. Thank you so much, Sir Avinath, sir. And also Rashmi Tyagi ma'am, thank you very much. And Nihal sir and also Janaka sir for their contribution. Actually, we get a very good knowledge as teachers and they are working very hard to develop the teachers in the country to give a very good quality education. So thank you very much. And once again, I would like to thank everyone, the whole team of International Association and the Ministry of Education over Province Sri Lanka for giving us a valuable session. So thank you once
Thank
again
you.
and good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see